They want you to think it was just about the gold. They want you to believe that Mansa Musa was simply a lucky man who stumbled upon a fortune and threw it away on a trip to Mecca. But that is a lie, designed to make you overlook the true genius of the Mali Empire. What if I told you that while Europe was struggling through the Dark Ages, fighting over scraps in the mud, Africa was home to the most sophisticated educational system on the planet? What if I told you that Mansa Musa's real wealth wasn't in his vaults, but in the libraries of Timbuktu? Today, we are going beyond the glitter. We are uncovering the secret systems of trade, diplomacy, and intellect that made Mansa Musa a visionary CEO, not just a billionaire. Before we talk about the gold he gave away, we have to talk about how he kept it. Mali wasn't just a kingdom, it was a global trade hub. Musa managed a sophisticated dual currency system of gold and salt. In the north, salt was worth its weight in gold because it preserved life. In the south, gold was the standard. Musa sat at the center, controlling the flow of both. Think about the King's Peace. Historical records from travelers like Ibn Battuta tell us that a woman could travel alone across the Mali Empire with a chest of gold on her head and be perfectly safe. Can we say the same for most empires in history? He turned the Sahara from a barrier into a 2,000-mile highway. He was a master of supply chain management before the word even existed. This security wasn't an accident. It was an administrative masterclass that funded everything else. Stop before we go further. We are on an impossible mission to gain 10,000 new truth seekers this month to show the world that African history matters. Our history is being rewritten in these comments every day. If you aren't part of the Born African Forever BOFO family yet, hit that follow button right now. We need your voice to hit this milestone. To understand Mansa Musa, you have to understand Timbuktu. At its peak, the University of Sankore housed over 25,000 students. That's more than most modern universities today, but here is the secret. Musa didn't just build buildings, he built an intellectual magnet. On his return from his famous pilgrimage, he didn't just bring back gold, he brought back the world's greatest architects like Abu Ishaq al-Sahili. He understood a truth many modern leaders forget. Gold can be devalued, but an educated population is an unstoppable force. He paid his scholars in gold to write books on everything from astronomy to medicine and law. Timbuktu became a city where books were worth more than any other commodity. Think about that. In the 1300s, in the heart of Africa, the trade in knowledge was more profitable than the trade in gold. This was the first Silicon Valley, and it was powered by African brilliance. We often hear that Musa crashed the Egyptian economy by giving away too much gold. But look closer. Was it an accident, or was it the greatest PR campaign in human history? By the time he left Cairo, every merchant, king, and cartographer in the Mediterranean knew the name of Mali. He didn't just spend gold, he invested it in the world's perception of Africa. This is why, in 1375, the famous Catalan Atlas featured a king in the heart of Africa holding a giant gold coin. He put Africa on the global map, literally. He was building diplomatic ties that ensured Mali would remain a superpower for generations. He forced the world to look at Africa not as a resource to be taken, but as a power to be reckoned with. Mansa Musa's legacy isn't a pile of gold, it's a blueprint for African excellence. He showed us that when we prioritize education, security, and global vision, we lead the world. At Born African Forever, we are reclaiming these blueprints. We need 10,000 of you to join us this month to prove that our history is worth knowing. If this story changed your perspective, hit follow. Tell the world you are BAFO. I'll see you in the next one.